Coronation Street spoilers for next week reveal that Tyrone Dobbs finally admits a shocking truth to Fizz regarding Summer Spellman. New episodes of the ITV soap will focus on the tragic situation facing Summer after her arrest and subsequent time behind bars. Not long ago, Theo Silverton's body was discovered on the cobbles, sparking one of the show's most gripping murder mysteries in recent years. While Theo's killer has yet to be identified, 6 people remain under suspicion: Todd Grimshaw, George Shuttleworth, Gary Windus, Summer Spellman, Christina Boyd, and Danielle Silverton. Summer recently found herself in police custody after George and Christina told detectives that she had lied about her whereabouts, causing officers to suspect she was involved in Theo's death. Unable to cope with prison life, Summer reaches breaking point next week. Todd receives an urgent phone call informing him that she has been taken to hospital, according to reports. Rushing to see her, Todd is stunned when Summer reveals that she intentionally tampered with her insulin pump in an attempt to make herself ill because she could no longer face being locked up. The revelation leaves Todd heartbroken. Later, he informs friends in the Rovers about what happened, but one resident may find it difficult to hide their conscience. During her stay in hospital, Summer is also visited by close friends Nina Lucas and Asha Alahan. Overcome with emotion, she confesses that the thought of returning to prison terrifies her. Elsewhere, Tyrone is consumed by guilt as he knows information that could clear Summer's name. He eventually comes clean to Fizz, admitting that he saw Summer on the night Theo was killed and knows she is innocent, yet chose not to tell the police the full truth. Tyrone explains that he witnessed Carl Webster tampering with Kevin's car brakes and even recorded the incident on his phone. However, things took a disastrous turn when he accidentally knocked the car jack loose, causing it to collapse onto Carl. Horrified by the confession, Fizz demands that Tyrone hand over his mobile phone immediately. The big question is whether they will decide to reveal the crucial evidence. As the week comes to an end, DC Kit Green begins to suspect that investigators may have arrested the wrong person. After noticing several secretive conversations taking place around the street, he warns Gary Windass that he has his eye on him. Coronation Street's Megan to trap Will in twisted new plan. Megan Walsh resorts to deception next week in Coronation Street when she tricks Will Driscoll into meeting her by pretending to be one of his old friends from Hull. But what is Megan really hoping to achieve? While waiting in the Freshco car park for his friend Lee, who contacted him by text, Will is caught completely off guard when Megan turns up instead. It quickly becomes clear that he has been manipulated into a confrontation with the person who caused him so much pain. The shocking encounter leaves Will shaken, as he genuinely believed he was about to reconnect with a trusted friend. Instead, he finds himself face-to-face with someone he knows can be extremely dangerous. The bigger mystery is why Megan has gone to such lengths to get him alone. Whatever her motives, Will need all his strength to resist being drawn back into her influence. Earlier in the week, Will opens up to Hope Dobbs and admits that he is considering quitting athletics altogether. The sport now serves as a constant reminder of Megan and the traumatic experiences connected to her. Determined to support him, Hope encourages Will not to walk away from something he loves. She points out that giving up athletics would mean allowing Megan to continue controlling his life and robbing him of a talent he has worked hard to develop. Hope's words leave Will with plenty to think about. But will her encouragement be enough to persuade him to continue pursuing the sport, or has he already made up his mind? The friendship between Hope and Will continues to grow stronger, and Hope is determined to help him see that his future should not be shaped by Megan's actions. Later, Will tells Hope that he has received a message from his friend Lee, who says he wants to meet up in Weatherfield. Believing his friend genuinely wants to reconnect, Will makes his way to the agreed meeting spot with no reason to suspect anything is wrong. However, his mood quickly changes when he arrives and realizes Lee is nowhere in sight. Instead, Megan suddenly appears, leaving him shocked and deeply unsettled. It soon becomes clear that the text message was nothing more than a cruel trick designed to get him alone. The unexpected encounter forces Will into an uncomfortable and frightening situation. Having worked hard to move on from the trauma Megan caused, he is horrified to find himself face to face with her once again. As Megan attempts to speak to him, Will must decide whether to walk away immediately or risk listening to whatever she has planned to say. Coronation Street death sealed for Daniel Osborne, and fans are heartbroken. Coronation Street viewers are growing increasingly worried about Daniel Osborne as he finds himself at the center of a vicious online abuse campaign, leading some fans to fear a tragic outcome. Daniel first appeared on the cobbles in 1995 as Ken Barlow's son and has since become involved in a number of dramatic storylines. Now portrayed by Rob Mallard, the character is facing one of the most difficult periods of his life. Last year, Daniel entered into a relationship with Megan Walsh, unaware that she was secretly grooming teenager Will Driscoll while also carrying his child. When Megan's shocking crimes were eventually exposed, Daniel was left horrified, struggling to come to terms with the fact that he had failed to recognize the warning signs. Since the truth came out, Daniel's life has steadily unraveled. His reputation has been severely damaged, and he has become the target of a relentless online hate campaign. Unbeknown to him, much of the harassment has been orchestrated by his supposed friend, Jody Ramsey. In Monday's episode, the situation worsened dramatically. Returning to work, Daniel was humiliated by pupils who mocked him over the scandal, leaving him visibly upset and emotionally drained. Unable to cope with the mounting pressure, Daniel turned to alcohol for comfort. Later, during a conversation with Jody and Adam Barlow, he admitted that he no longer wanted to wake up in the mornings, highlighting the depth of his despair. As Daniel's struggles continue to intensify, many viewers have begun speculating about where the storyline is heading. Some fans have expressed fears that the character could face an even darker crisis in the weeks ahead. One viewer questioned the direction of the plot, wondering whether Daniel's emotional decline could lead to a devastating outcome. Others admitted they had been considering the same possibility, while many pleaded for the character to finally catch a break after everything he has endured. Future episodes will see Daniel finally uncover the truth about Jody's role in the online torment. However, before that revelation comes to light, another alarming incident unfolds. After drinking heavily, Daniel returns home and discovers that Bertie is hungry. Too intoxicated to properly care for his son, he collapses on the sofa and falls asleep. Left to fend for himself, Bertie attempts to make food, but the situation quickly turns dangerous when smoke begins filling the kitchen. Frightened, the youngster runs outside while Daniel remains unconscious and completely unaware of the unfolding emergency. With Bertie alone on the streets and a potential disaster developing inside the house, Daniel's actions could have serious consequences for both father and son. Coronation Street airs Monday to Friday at 8:30 p.m. on ITV1 and ITVX.